Hey guys, Artist Creation back again with a brand new Destiny 2 build video, and today we are on the Warlock and we have Solar 3.0. I cannot wait to get into this build. I've been waiting for Solar for so long to come out with the reprisal, and it's a lot of fun. So we're going to be using Sunbracers for this build, but first let's get into the subclass. So Daybreak we're going to be running, but you can run Well Radiance if you want, because the main thing about this build, I want to be obviously tossing as many grenades as possible and throwing out my melee to get the proc for Sunbracers ready on the exotic, but I want to be getting Restoration as well. Restoration and of course Radiant, but Restoration will make me a lot more tankier and it'll heal me a lot quicker. I found that this season I'm a lot more tankier on my Warlock since I'm running high resilience, and I'm also running Restoration ×2 with a mod that comes on the season pass, which, or not the pass, sorry, on the artifact, which I'll show you as we get to it. But Healing Rift here, that'll pair with the mod that we're going to go have a look at in a little bit. We have Incinerator Snap, so that's our melee. Then Solar Grenades, which pairs with Sunbracers. I've gone for Heat Rises, which now got a little bit of a change. So now when you consume your grenade, you also do a burst of healing, and consuming a healing grenade increases the strength of the burst of healing. So you get a ×3, as far as I know, when you consume a healing grenade if you want to on this one. But we're just going for the normal grenade, and because we're going to be getting so many grenades with Sunbracers, we'll be able to absorb it and keep up healing ourselves, no problem. Touch of Flame. Main thing here, Solar Grenade increases linger duration, periodically emits blobs of lava around it, and because we're throwing so many of these grenades, we're going to be absolutely smashing everything around it, and it's going to blow up everything with Scorch and Ignitions. Fragments. Inferion. Solar Weapon or ability Final Blows extends duration of Restoration and Radiant, and that's what we want. You want to have as much Radiant and much Restoration as possible here. So you get up to 12 seconds, which you can get by increasing the duration, and 12 seconds is the maximum, and you keep refreshing that the more you get kills with your abilities and Solar Weapons. -10 in Resilience, so that's the only bad side here. Torches. Powered melees against combatants make you and your nearby allies radiant, so that's just popping your melee and hitting one target. Even if it doesn't kill them, it will make you radiant. Searing. Defeating a scorched target grants you melee energy, and you get a +10 recovery here, which is really good for this build. And then we have Singeing. Your class ability recharges faster when you scorch targets, and because we have so many grenades and so much going on with Scorch, we're going to be using Incandescent as well on the mini tool, which I'll show you now. We will basically be scorching everything, and we will be getting our abilities back really quick. Incandescent is a new perk on the Callous weapons coming from the Leviathan, and it is basically defeating targets, spread Scorch to those nearby. So scorching targets gives you more ability energy, and which was sorry, not just ability energy, sorry, it's going to be giving you back your class ability because of the fragment we're running. Then I have Unrelenting here, which will also heal me for even more. And the main weapon will be running for most of this, it'll be Callous Mini Tool. Now, for the top slot, I just have Wither Horde, but you can run whatever you want. And the same for the bottom slot here. I'm not doing, because I'm not running anything like Phantom Might or anything on this build. And there's no point in me popping on even a solar weapon, so I don't have to. I can run even just Storm Chaser here if I wanted to. Because Storm Chaser right now is fantastic. Now, I know I have the Firing Line roll here, but I also have a Vorpal roll, which is fantastic. But Storm Chaser right now is a brilliant weapon from the new dungeon. Alright, so on the armor. Headpiece. I'm running Explosive Wellmaker, which of course with the Warlock and so many grenades and your Incinerator Snap and everything, you will be blowing up everything with this build. I've gone for Ashes to Assets here because we have so many grenades and we're recharging. If you wanted to, you could take out and try and run a double of the Ashes to Assets, but I'm going to be running a rapid weapon Final Blows, matching your subclass crits Orb of Power, and that's Harmonic Siphon. That's well worth it because we will be blowing up everything with the mini tool. Gloves. I've gone for an arc version of Sunbracers, and I've gone for Momentum Transfer. Causing damage with your grenade, reduce your melee cooldown. Because we're throwing so many grenades, we will be able to get that cooldown over melee really quickly, and getting a melee kill will proc Sunbracers ready, which is within the helium spirals. Increases the duration of your solar grenades. Solar melee kills grant unlimited solar energy for a brief time. It's a very short window, but if you're quick enough, you can get out 5 grenades at once, which is fantastic. Then here I got my Elemental Ordnance, and I just put a fastball on there just to fill the gap, but you can put on champion weapons if you really want to. On the chest piece, anything you want in these 2 slots, and I've run a melee Wellmaker on this build because you will be getting kills with your melee as well, so that's another 2 wells. That'll be 2 wells from Elemental Ordnance, and that'll be 2 wells from Explosive Wellmaker because we are running bountiful wells. On the boots, before we get to the bond, elemental armament, so I'm getting kills with your Callous mini tool, will proc elemental armaments, and that's another 2 wells on this build. I've gone for absolution, reduces all ability cooldowns if you pick up an orb, and I've gone for innervation. You can run a double innervation if you want, or you can run a scav or whatever you want to on here. It doesn't really matter. On the bond, now classy restoration. Activating your solar class ability grants you restoration, and by getting our ability back, or should I say my class ability back, I can keep procking it. Now, because of we're running Inferion, we will be getting the timer added every time, but if you've run out, this will get you the restoration back ×2 instantly, and then we're going to run bountiful wells, so double up on everything. So all together, 2, 4, 6, 8 wells we'll be able to possibly create here. Now, that's not all going to be all at once, because there's different things to proc, like elemental armor onto your weapon multi-kills. Then you have a melee, it has to be a melee kill, it has to be a grenade kill, and it has to be an explosion kill. But you will get wells from all of this, and it will give us all our ability energy, and it'll all synergize right back in, and it's a lot of fun, I have to say. Now, it sounds like a lot of setup, but it's really not. You're literally just tossing grenades, using your melee, and blowing things up with Callous mini tool and your supers. It's really, really fun. Now, as you see there, I got Sunbracers ready for 5 seconds. It says 4, but it's 5. And you just throw it all away. Boom, look at that. Grenades for days. And with the enhanced version of it with your aspect, it shoots out blobs of lava everywhere. It's crazy. So I'm going to jump over here. I'm going to pop 1 grenade. I'll have my melee back. Pop it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll have 5, but I don't want to waste it. Keep your 5th one usually is your best way to go here. Smash them out. Another 5 grenades, and they last for so long. That's from my old set of grenades, and it's still there. And then, because I'm using Callous, it pops off everything with Scorch. Got more grenades here, and as you can see, I am absolutely shredding my way through these enemies like they're nothing at all. Another lot of grenades, man. It is fantastic. As I said, doesn't matter what you run in your energy, doesn't matter what you run in your heavy, really, because you're just going to have this whole build that's going to reprise around you popping your melee, getting as many grenades as possible, popping scorches, popping ignitions, and just absolutely decimating. Now, as I said, with heat rises activated, if you want to, I'll get my heat rises back up here now once I get a melee kill. So I'm going to absorb a grenade, so it'll heal you, and you have heat rises, so it lets you float through the air a lot longer. You can actually get kills from above. It will recharge your melee, as you can see. It will recharge it nice and quick, and you can absorb a grenade again, and it will give you a burst of healing ×2. If it's a healing grenade, it'll be ×3, but because of Sunbracers, we have to have the solar grenade on, so we can't rely on the healing grenade for this build. But it's a lot of fun, man. As you can see, I'm just constantly tossing grenades. You can pop your super. Now, the super isn't as strong as it used to be, but it's still quite strong. Like, you can do normal content with it, but I wouldn't rely on the super too much. But so, Well of Radiance, I would probably recommend more than Daybreak. Because Well of Radiance, it's obviously a savior, and it'll keep you up and your fire team and stuff like that. Now, as I said with the Rift, as you can see, I have restoration ×2. Getting kills, I'm up to 12 seconds instantly. And with Scorch, I'm spreading Scorch everywhere. Boom, boom, boom. Absolutely melt. So the Warlock this season is absolutely incredible for spreading Scorch, popping ignitions, keeping himself alive. I'm such a tank. Now, I do have very high stats. I can see I have 100 recovery, 100 discipline, and 70 on resilience. Now, I have another build coming soon, and I can actually run triple hundreds if I wanted to, and that's using a different pair of gloves, but we'll get around to that at some point. But I am absolutely loving this. So, we go over the build really quickly. So, Healing Rift, any super, but I would probably go for Well of Radiance more than likely. It is a lot better because Daybreak just doesn't last as long, and it doesn't hit as hard as it used to. Insane Early Snap, Solar Grenades to match with Sunbracers, Heat Rises, and you want to have Touch of Flame. These are your main aspects. Down here on the Fragments, we have Inferion, so that's where you get solar weapon ability kills, increases your restoration and radiant up to 12 seconds max. Torches, power melee attacks gives you and your nearby allies radiant, so that's another way to pop radiant for yourself. Defeating Scorch targets grants you melee energy with +10 recovery. Now you will again here, -10 on resilience on Inferion, and +10 on recovery here on Searing. And then on Singeing, your class ability recharges faster when you Scorch targets. So it's a synergy, man. It's a lot of fun. Over here again, main exotic and main part of the build is using Sunbracers, and that's so whenever you get a powered melee kill, you can throw up to 5 grenades if you're quick enough. You can actually absorb some of those, keep that extra grenade at the end if you have a little bit of Sunbracers time. I should say Sunbracers ready on the left hand side now. But all the buffs and stuff at the moment, it's hard to see when you have things procced on the left hand side now, which I hope Bungie will make a change eventually, so we can actually see everything on the left hand side. We can see all your procs and stuff, but 5 seconds is what you will have. It'll say 4, but it's dropping from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it will drop. It will say 4, but it starts at 5, so it's instantly dropping down. So again, momentum transfer here. I got my elemental ordnance on the headpiece. I've gone for ashes to acids to get that super up, explosive wellmaker, and a harmonic siphon to get those orbs, which is subclass weapon that's matching, which is our callus mini tool. On the chest piece, we got melee wellmaker, and we also have armor of the Dying, I think it's called now, which is really strong for solar and void damage, reduces the damage, which is quite good. But anything you want there in these 2 slots. On the legs, you got Innervation, Absolution, and I have Elemental Armaments. But again, you can run whatever you want here, really. It's just handy to have the Innervation, and Absolution can be swapped out for anything you want. And of course, we have Elemental Armor, so getting multi-kills with your Callus Mini tool, any solar weapon will drop wells. So it's usually between 5 and 7 enemies, depending on their tier, to get wells to drop. On the bond, then I have Classy Restoration, Bountiful Wells to stack out everything for 2 wells for each mod I have on, and then got my minor resist there, so I'm up to 70 on that there. So that's the whole setup, that's the build. So again, mini tool with Incandescent. Incandescent is a new mod this season with so defeating targets spread Scorch, and of course I said Scorch like synergizes for everything for you. So again, I know a lot of these videos are becoming a lot longer because there's a lot more to look at with the builds, as I said in my previous video for my hunter. But honestly, thank you so much for coming in and checking out my build. I really appreciate it. Like and subscribe if you like what you see. I'll have a Titan build out pretty soon as well, and I'm gonna have a couple of more builds I have for my Warlock and my hunter and stuff like that, so I can't wait to get into them. So again, thank you so much, and I'll catch you all in the next video.